Morning! These are the Bradshaw Mountains, and I'm going to break here to talk a little anime. Robot Carnival. Robot Carnival is a 1987 compilation of 9 separate anime shorts, each by a different director, into a single film. All the segments relate to a robot theme in some way. Most are done in the general style of an extended music video. Each of them seems to have a small plot going on within the visuals, though with some you might be hard-pressed to guess exactly what that plot is. Only 2 of the segments have dialogue, and one of those is bilingual. You might compare it to a J-pop mecha take on Fantasia. There's also a wide variety in both story, art, and directorial style here. Some of these pieces work better for me than others, and I'm going to concentrate here on a few of the ones I really liked. Katsuhiro Otomo is the big-name director here. He co-directed the opening and ending bracketing animation as a comedy about an unconventional comedy coming to town. My favorite segment was Presence, which is also one of the 2 segments with dialogue. It's both a visual pretty and emotionally sentimental sci-fi love story. It's set in a mashup world with the style of the early 1800s in, say, England, but with the addition of robotic technology. It involves a man who tinkers together his dream girl out in the workshop. Is it cheating on your wife to have a platonic affair with a do-it-yourself robo-woman? It surprised me to discover that this segment was directed by Umetsu, who later went on to direct the sexy action anime Kite and Measure Forte. Who knew this guy had a soft, sentimental side? The animation in Presence has some awesome hand-drawn detail, especially in the fabric and the bangles on that robot woman and the way they move when she moves. And there are some really clever juxtapositions of high and low tech, such as a hover car waiting at a sheep crossing, or a flying alarm clock that can track you down and annoy you just about anywhere. But it's the sweet sentimental story behind all this that really sparkled. In another segment called Starlight Angel, we have an all-musical story of a young girl going to a Disneyland-like theme park and a service robot out to return a necklace that she drops. It's got some very nice animation with perhaps a little less detail than Presence, but it also has a very cute story and some bouncy music. The funniest segment, A Tale of Two Robots, in which a pompous, megalomaniac American piloting a fancy new giant robot tries to conquer a small Japanese coastal village, but the town has their own giant robot and soon the battle is on. Only a couple of the residents dare to question what effect this Battle of the Titans is going to have on their town. The segment also adds some dialogue, but it's bilingual with the American spouting his over-the-top blather in English, helpfully subtitled in Japanese. It may not be high art, but it is fun.
Nothing is impossible for a genius such as I. Yaro! Osh! もうからこれで成敗してくれる。やい、準備いいか。いいけど、これ勝手に動かしていいの？長屋のみんなが怒るんじゃないですか。
A Tale of Two Robots was directed by Hiroyuki Kitakubo, who later directed Rujin Z with Otomo. That's another story of technology applied without regard to the human cost. And Blood the Last Vampire? Well, no, not a good tie-in there, but at least it's in 2 different languages. That said, the style and quality of the segments varies completely by which one you're looking at. For example, Clouds is an abstract segment with a tiny little robot boy who looks a little like Tetsuwan Atom wandering around through various clouds. Big, bright, friendly, puffy ones, and big, nasty, stormy ones, nasty, chilly, windy ones, and ugly, thunder and lightning ones. It's a little too artsy-fartsy for my taste. But overall, there are a lot more hits than misses in this collection, and it's fun to watch. The art offers some sparkling examples of the animation of the period, and the stories are cute. And if you don't like one, you can always fast forward to the next one and run into something entirely different. Since most of it is dialogueless, the original Japanese release will suffice in most cases. I give Robot Carnival overall 4 stars. There's some great animation in this. Umetsu's presence segment alone is worth tracking it down for. In fact, I'd probably give that 5 stars as a standalone short. Sadly, Robot Carnival has never had a DVD release in North America. You might find an old VHS tape lying around if you still have a VCR. I stuck to my own imported Japanese Laserdisc for this. Thanks for listening.